Hi, welcome or welcome back. Today we are going to be continuing our birthday card series and focusing on masculine cards. So if you would like to see more, just stick around and see what we make. All right, here I have a series of cards that I've already made that I would consider to be more masculine in nature, and some of them I've actually made for specific men or boys in my life. So here I've got some soccer paper in the background. Yes, this could definitely be for a girl or a woman who loves soccer as well, but it just so happens to be for someone in my life who likes soccer, and it's a guy. I did add a little glitter just to give it a bit of shine with some glitter paper that the sentiment has on the front of the sentiment and on the shadow. And I kept it super simple, just a piece of cardstock mounted and then the sentiment. This was very, very easy and quick. So you could use any kind of more masculine paper in the background with a big sentiment and you've got yourself a card. You could even put a strip of paper across if you find this a little busy. And it doesn't have to be for birthdays. It could be for something else. This one, I used just what I considered more masculine colored cardstock. So I have this collection, Vintage Artistry by 49 Market. I picked a piece that I thought would make a nice card front on its own, and I stamped directly on it. It says celebrate you on your special day. And that's it. That's literally all I did. It's a flat card, very, very simple. This one was a bit more complex, a lot more complex. This is, the background is using a rotating stamp from Concord and 9th. It's called For the Record. And then there's a corresponding die set that goes with it. And if you pull this out, it says For the Record. And this is the little crate where the record is. And when you pull it out, it says You Rock. And so inside it also has the little record. See? You could also even stamp, like make this white and stamp right on it. But again, this could also be for a woman, but I just thought you can make it a really masculine colors, or for somebody who likes green, I did it in shades of green, and then you can do your sentiments and writing on the inside. Okay, this one, I feel like when I think of mail cards, I think of, food, drinks, stuff like that. And so I just made this one, says, it's been too long. I did white heat embossing on a navy blue tag. And then I actually used the stamp to create kind of like a pattern paper background because I didn't really have anything that went with this. And I like how it turned out. It's, yeah, I like the navy with the white, and then all I had to do was color this. It wasn't too much coloring. And yeah, just put a piece of white paper to fill it out when it's time to use. And then I used the same sentiment as the previous one, same glitter paper, but I also embossed it. So I don't know if you can, all those little dots are embossed, if you can feel it. And then I wanted it to show up a bit better, so I got a bit of sandpaper and I just sanded it off so that some of them are white on the edges and then darker in the middle. And again, really simple to do. And this could, again, be for anybody, but I like that the black and white gives it a bit of just more classic elegance. Like it could be for male, female. Those are my examples. Today, I think we're going to focus on a couple of things that are really easy to do kind of with whatever products you have. So my suggestion is always to just go through your things and see what you have that would work. The first thing is geometric images, patterns. Hexagons are something that I have a few items of. I have nesting dies, I have an embossing folder, I have a stamp set. So I have a bunch of hexagon shaped things, and I thought I can make a hexagon card really easily, really simply. And that would be great for a masculine card because it's just a shape. I also have like triangles. I have circles. These ones are from Michael's, these embossing folders. But go through your embossing folders. I'm sure you have ones that are not feminine. So I have this one. This one's just like a wood grain. Like I've got lots. Those are just a few that I grabbed. And then just in general, go through your stash and see like what could you make. Like I could make a martini on a card. You could use, like this one has tools. Those are traditionally more masculine. I like using critters on masculine cards, and I'll show more examples about that. And like I mentioned before, food stickers or images or stamps would be great. There's some more little critters that would be great for masculine cards. And you could even use things like this. So this is a die cut paper set, but it's actually, so it was part of a card class that I did. And a lot of these are really neutral, like they're not necessarily feminine. And you can just layer these on a background of a card and then put like a really big sentiment on it. Or you can spray these with, or use alcohol inks or ink pads or pastes or anything on these. And they're already ready to go. But you can do that with your own background dies too. And just layer them up. You have a background and stick a really big, nice sentiment on top and you got a card, right? Okay, so let's work with our hexagon. So I've got some items from Simon Says Stamp. This is a tumbled hexagons embossing folder. And then I also have, this is from CZ Design, and that's Hex Yeah. And I think what I'm going to do is focus on doing blue and white. I seem to really like that combination in general, but also for male masculine cards. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is take a piece of, and it doesn't have to be the size of the card front because I'm actually going to trim it down. So I'm going to take this and emboss it. Your embossing folder is going to be different than mine, so just go ahead and use whatever sandwich works for your machine. Okay, so that has been embossed and I cut it down as well. I cut it into 2 strips, one thicker than the other because I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to use. So what I was thinking is a strip down the side and then some kind of sentiment here, okay, or a larger strip down the side. And I really like that embossed image because it gives so much character, but it makes it also very simple and plain. I don't know, a bit of a, really like that. So I've also had stamped on a hexagon the some sentiments. One of it, Hex Yeah. So I actually just stamped the first part, then the second, and then It's Your, and then Birthday. And I used about 3 different stamp sets to make this. And I know they all look different, but I actually kind of like how that looks. So I wanted something that said something specific, because I think that's for a birthday card, but also that I didn't have exactly, it didn't say exactly what I wanted it to say, so I made it work and fit in this shape. So that was a bit of work to get that set up, but I think it turned out really nicely. You could also just do Hex Yeah, and then inside do Happy Birthday or Celebrate or something like that. So, you know, you don't have to make it that complicated. You could also, if you didn't want to just do this, you could use like a critter to add to your card, right? So, but I think for this one, we're gonna make this. I do like how it looks, but I feel like this white here gets a bit lost, so I want to back it onto something. I don't want to back it onto blue because then that's just gonna blend into this. I want it to pop up. So I think I'll do like a metallic, give it a bit of shine, but maybe not glitter because glitter seems a bit more feminine to me. So I think that's what I'll do on that. And then maybe to coordinate it, I will also pop it up some metallic behind that. So I think that's what I'm going to do for this one. And I think I do like the thicker strip for this particular style. So I'll put those aside and I'm going to grab some metallic paper. Okay, so here, this is from my scraps. As you can see, it's already been used from a previous project. But I think if I line this up, even if I don't do it all the way around, just on the sides, I think that'll work. And I can also use it for this. And I like that it's a holographic, so the color kind of changes. Silver, but it's got other colors in it as well. So I really like how that works. I think I'm going to just trim these out. So I want this to go all the way top to bottom, so it's the perfect length as it is. And then I'm going to cut it so it's just on the sides, not on the top. Okay, so I'm going to glue that down and trim it. So I'm going to glue this down. And I just want to leave a bit of white on this side. And I'm going to glue this one in. And even if I get glue, I can rub that out with my glue eraser later. Okay. All right, and then you can just keep it like that. You can add some like glitzy like bits or, you know, Nuvo drops or anything else if you want to add to it. I like it the way it is. You can also add some fun stickers, like a little beer can on there, right? Like if you put that there, it's kind of cute. It's like same color elements, right? You can do, you know, like a Coke or a hot dog or the barbecue sauce, and then like you can, you know, add some little characters if that's what you want. So there's lots of options, but I wanted to keep something really simple. And I like that you can add more to it or keep it just as it is. All right. That's one option. The next card I wanted to make was just using pattern paper with a focal point. So I did this one, Yeti or Not, It's Your Birthday. It's a really cute little cranky critter. I think it's perfect for masculine cards. I put it on some craft cardstock. I thought that went really nicely with this collection. And again, this is the same one I was showing you before. This is the Vintage Artistry. So go through your papers and just pick out ones like plaids or greens and blues or browns or grays that are more traditionally masculine, and then you will definitely find something that'll work. So this was a really basic design. And what I like to do is go through my I like to go through my sketches. I have some in a binder, but I also have some from Operation Ride Home. And I just look through and see if there's any that kind of grab me, make me think of the card or the person I'm going to make it for. Like in this next one, I think I would like to do a circle. So something like that would work, or something like that. So I can go through, and all I did was shrink them down to fit 4 to a page. They fit nicely in this little box. The measurements are even included. Don't have to follow them completely. You can just use the card sketch. Mine are double-sided, but you also don't have to do that. I was just doing that to save space. So just kind of quickly going through. All right, so there's 3 that seem pretty decent. Let's cut it down together. Let's see. I think I like this one. It's kind of similar to that. So it's maybe. I think I'll try this one. Okay, so let's see. And then paper. So we got here. I'll cut this one. That's green in the back. No, I like that green. Let's see if there's anything else. Maybe that one. It's not greeny. They're all kind of like that. Right, I think I'm going to use that. Right. Okay, so I decided I'm going to use one of these. I like that print. I'm going to use a piece of this again, because I do need 1, 2, 3 different parts. So I'm going to use the plaid and possibly this piece. I'm not sure if I need that or not. That is what I'm going to be using. This is a 3-inch diameter. This one is definitely not 3 inches. It's more like 2 or just over 2. So this will be smaller, but I think that'll still work. Got a strip, and it looks like a darker color or something more prominent in the middle. And then this one is also a strip, and then this is kind of the main one. But this could also be like one big part of the base, which is what I might do. I might just cut down the whole piece. So, okay. All right, so put this to the side. Let's see, this is 5 1/4 by 2. Okay, and then that is, let's see, that's something a bit darker, like the green. Okay, no. Alright, so I'm going to cut this to be this part. So this will be 3.5 by 5.5. Okay, and this can be like that. I wonder if I should use this on top. Like, I don't know. Alright, so I think I'm going to cut this to 1. Do this. And this will be like this. Like that. I kind of like this better. Maybe. Or I could do a strip up here. That's good. Yeah. Okay. I think I want something around here. Maybe the plaid. This is 2 1/4. Do I have a 2 1/2 punch? Right, 2 1/2 punch. I'm gonna try on this one first. I'm not gonna get rid of this because I can use this to mat a different card. All right, I can do that. I like how that looks. And then this is supposed to be like this, but I actually think I would prefer it if this was thicker. Okay, so I cut this down. I changed it a little bit from the sketch. So this one I kept the same, 3.5 by 5.5. So it's gonna cover that whole top to bottom, does not give you a border. And then this just covers the remainder, okay? So that is 0.75 by 5.5. So that was true to the sketch. This part is different. So I had stamped already my little critter, and I used a sentiment from a different stamp set, and I'm going to color him, so I haven't done that yet. Or to be honest, you could keep it the way it is. Excuse the noise, that's my puppy. But I didn't like how thin this was. I wanted it to be thicker. This is also a different size, so I just adjusted it to make it how I wanted. So let me just trim this down and we'll do that. What's up, buddy? Winston? Okay, and then this is higher up, like that. And I can do just partial coloring, so I can pick some, let's see, maybe I'll do like a little bit of blue here in the background, and maybe I'll do that, the bird, and that kind of light blue. Let's see. I also have a gray that might work, gray blue. Oh, it's vintage. That might, almost like a gray. So that one, and okay, I'm gonna use the True Blue blend, and I am just gonna go all over really quickly do this. Okay, and then this seems like it doesn't have any color. It's weird. Let's leave it. Get some. Let's just do this. Okay. All right. So that is our card put together, and then I will put in the sentiment inside once I know who the recipient is. And these are our masculine cards that we made today, and I hope that you enjoyed the process, that it gave you some inspiration for how to make some masculine cards. And if you enjoyed this video, you can check out our other ones. All right, take care. Have a good one. Bye for now.